Stuart, was that a result that had been coming in the last couple of weeks given the performances?
Yeah, Scott, sometimes I feel as if you are patronising people when you talk about your performances and, you know, we should have won the game, but I have been saying that for the last few weeks. I referenced St Johnstone, Hibs, Kilmarnock, where I felt as if we were performing well, we were playing well, but I genuinely felt that the next result can only come sometimes when you're playing at a good level, which I believe we have been, and tonight I think just typified that. I think that everything did click for us quite clearly. We got a clean sheet, quite clearly we scored 5 goals, but if we're all being brutally honest with ourselves, we could be a lot more ruthless as well. I think that there could be at least another 3-4, you know, are we creeping towards 5 with the gilt edge chances that we had. Theo Bear through one-on-one a couple of times, position Harry Payton was in the first half, and then several opportunities again in the second half, so I felt that we probably could have extended that lead even further. But yeah, I'm not being greedy. What I have to say and what I've said to the players is that that's one result, that's one game of football. We remain level-headed. We continue to do the same work that we were doing through a bad run. We rightly took criticism, as I said, through it. But my messaging to everyone, I suppose, is that we always trusted each other. You know, we always believed that we had each other's back. You know, a lot of the messaging, a lot of the noise coming out of this football club is, how can they be on this bad run and everybody's still together and everybody's still kind of believes in what they're doing? Well, I do always think that you emerge out the other side if that's the case, if you do have that belief in what you're doing and if you do have the buy-in for the players, etc. So again, with the risk of getting too carried away with ourselves and starting to think that we've sort of completed this game, so to speak, we've not. It's one result, it's one game of football where we were good, we got what we deserved out the game, and we have to try and kick on now without making any predictions or where we're going to go. I've just been asked that question a couple of times there. What we absolutely need to do is take the next game, which is Greenock Morton, away from home in the Cup. I know how much the Scottish Cup means to these supporters here, with the history that the football club has in it, the memories that have been created in the past, and we want to go and try and add to that very simply.
How good was it for you to not only see your starting 11 perform at such a high level, but the players who came off the bench tonight? Because you've not had a lot of options in recent weeks, but how pleasing was it for you, and how much of an issue does that now give you in terms of team selection? Yeah,
I'm caught between a rock and a hard place a little bit in this one, and the reason why I say that is the academy is really important to me. It's really important to this football club. Again, I state the obvious. We've had so many young players on the bench and so much experience for them being in and about the group, and you know, I keep talking about the 17-year-olds that we've had in our group for as many games as what we have done. That's great, that's testament to them, but as I've always said, it's always about timing with these things and ensuring that, you know, these guys got opportunity at the right time. But the big part for me was, as you rightly say, Scott, being able to look at the bench tonight and realising there's a little bit of guile and there's a little bit of experience in there, and we've got a good balance as well. That's the other thing. Whatever position we looked at, we knew we could have a change and a shuffle, and we've done that. And the obvious one that jumps to mind is Jack Vale coming on and getting his goal on his debut, but the other guys that come on as well, I felt added plenty to us, and there's much more to come from that as well. I look at the likes of Jelly Biabi sitting on the bench. I look at you know, the limited minutes for the boys that I spoke about coming on the pitch. I believe there's plenty more to come from these guys moving forward.
How important was it to actually see us get our rewards for a good performance? Because that frustration can start to creep in when you don't get that.
Well, it is. I didn't want to be standing here in front of you again tonight saying the same thing that I have done in the last few games. You know, conceding a late goal against Hibs just before the break, and then the 2 performances that I referenced in the league. So I certainly didn't want to be standing here in front of you. But you know, I think you could see really early in that game, you know, what the players were about, and you know what they had in their mind and what their intention was in the game. And very simply, we executed it. You know, so that's a good feeling for us all. Sometimes it's a good feeling for managers standing in that technical area where you feel as if your team are in control of what they're doing, and they understand where you can get at the opposition, but also how you can keep that back door closed. And I did feel comfortable throughout the night. I didn't feel as if there was anything too contentious, because we sort of took everything into our own hands. And again, you know, we can make all the excuses as managers. We could have won games of football. Very simply, you go and deliver like that and put in a performance like that, then I don't think we'll be too far away from what our goals are this season. And I think we give ourselves a chance to put ourselves in a decent run of winning and picking up points, and hopefully, as I say, trying to get a run in this cup.
Thanks for your time, Stuart, and well done.
Cheers, Scott.